the speakers. Bad blood, there's about to be a massacre, so hold up.
Ever heard about the bad blood story? Took place in 1892.
Welcome back, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in YouTube land. And now we're going to do a test of the Expedition Research Fuel tabs, which I'll show you here. And I will show you on screen how much they were, where I got them. Just a little look at the box. You can pause that and read it if you want. You only get 4 tabs, 14 grams each, so it's the same as the Esbit. 100-year shelf life. It says it's smokeless and ashless, so we'll see. Burns at 1500 degrees. Sorry about the shakiness, guys. It's my shoulder. I'm trying to hold this up there. Esbit burns at 1300, so I've seen some reviews on this on YouTube, not many, but the ones I did see, I was pretty impressed with this, so I'm expecting a lot. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint. And as you can see, yes, they are individually sealed in a quote-unquote submersible storage tray. By the way, one other thing I wanted to say is the 5-star gear from episode 1, they didn't really have a smell to them. I forgot to mention that. I want to check this too. These do. They smell fishy, just like the Esbit. So we're going to do the same thing. I've got water, 62 degrees, 2 cups. Get the 212. And I'm not... The hardest part of these tests, I'm not trying to be scientific because obviously this isn't a controlled environment. It's as controlled as it can be. But the hardest part of this test is actually getting that water back to 62 degrees. I want to be fair about that. So, start the timer, see where it goes. But I want to be fair about that, if anything else, that I'm starting at the same temperature. So, the hardest part of this test was, or of all these tests, is getting it back to the same temperature starting point. I had ice cubes, then it got too cool, then I had to take the butane torch and light the water and underneath the pot a little bit to get it back to that 62 degrees. So we'll see where this goes and I'll come back. Okay, 3 minutes in, we're up to 103. It's a pretty quick jump to 105 there. It says on the box that they burn 15 minutes. I don't know. The tab looks like it took a pretty big hit so far, but they could shock me. I could be wrong. And also, just so you're aware, it says, do not eat. I know they look inviting. They look very appetizing. Outdoor use only. Keep out of reach of children. And if you can see that, it says approved for civilian and military use. Well, that's a good thing. I'm glad it's approved for civilian use because I'm not in the military, so I don't want to get in trouble or get locked up or fined or anything for doing this. So that's a good thing. We will come back when we get closer. Like I said, I have a lot of faith in this. Really has my hopes up just from the videos I've seen, so we'll see what happens. Well, we're 7 minutes in. That tablet's about half. We're at 140. Actually, unless this thing really kicks up towards the end here, I'm actually not impressed with this either. So, the other videos I watch, there's not many videos on this Expedition Research Fuel. There's only a handful of them that I could find. I don't recall. Maybe they didn't use 2 cups of water. I don't know. But like I said, there's hardly any wind at all. It's calm. So that's not a factor. I don't think a windscreen would have made a difference at all. We're only at 154. That's very disappointing. At least a 5-star I got to 200. So that one did pick up right towards the end of the fuel tab life, but yeah, this is definitely going to be a fail. We're down to about maybe a quarter of the tablet left, and the flame's dwindling, so it's not going to make the 212. So this one's going to be a fail also. So we're going to move on to episode 3. And episode 3, I'm going to review the Survival Frog fuel tabs. Those are 7 grams, so I'll have to use 2 of them to make it fair, because these are 14-gram tablets, so 7 grams I know wouldn't get it to boiling. Apparently 14 grams doesn't either. So I'm just doing these tests for fun, guys, and, you know, give you guys a little bit of insight into whether it's worth spending your money. So far, 0 for 2. And I had a lot of high hopes for this one here, but it's not going to cut it. So, I mean, if you're just if you have sterile water and you're just heating it up for, you know, Mountain House or coffee, that's fine. It'll work. But as far as attempting to sterilize water, yeah, this isn't going to cut it for you. Now, if I would use 2 tabs, obviously we'd have no problem. But, you know, the whole point is to find an effective tablet that will do it, and will do it as cheap as possible. And this is just about, doesn't have much more life to it. It may not make that 15-minute burn time. Had some promise, but I can guarantee we're not going to hit 200, so. So that's just about out. And this was a fail. So we're 0 for 2. And we'll see what happens with the Survival Frog. Now those I couldn't find any videos on. So that's going to be very interesting. It's either going to really shock me, or it's going to be a disappointment like these first 2. And that's very possible, considering I haven't found any videos on it. I would think if it's a really great product, I'd be able to find something, but I couldn't find anything. So that will be coming up in episode 3. And this one's just about out. So I'll let it go till it's completely out, and we'll see what we get it up to. Like I said, for coffee, warming up for coffee or Mountain House, it's fine. But not for sterilizing water, that's for sure. And especially with the price. I only spent that because the other videos I saw, it was, you know, it looked like it outperformed Nesbit, but in my research here, it's not. Okay, so at 14:23 it went out. So didn't quite make their 15-minute mark. I mean, that's fine. 15 minutes, it's an estimate that's in a lab under controlled conditions, but the highest we got it was to 173. So in my book, another fail. Like I said, good enough for heating up some water for different things, but it's a fail if I was trying to sterilize water. So thank you for watching, and as always, take care and God bless.